That's why the fires and the tornadoes and all that's going down.
The advanced.
What he's getting ready to tell you about is the Advanced Melanated Federation is the orb lights that you see around the sun, and they are here on the earth, and they can be so small they can actually fly into your house. And you want to hear something too? They are so omnipotent and omnipresent that they are even inside of the space inside of my own head. And they let me know that too, because sometimes when I be just laying around not doing anything, they would just pop up into my mind and fly around. I see them inside of my head with my eyes closed, flying around in there, letting me know there is no limit to where we can go. All space is accessible to us. We can even come into your own brain. And they show me that all the time. Flying around in my brain. I be saying, boy, you guys are something else. I see them flying in the house. Then I go to sleep. And they're even in my head flying around. I be saying to myself, boy, these guys are not a joke. They can just do whatever they want. That's why it's time for everyone to understand the Jesus bullshit and all this crazy albinism of terror that's been on this earth is coming to a screeching halt. Screeching halt. Know that.
Black humans of the star system Sirius B despise these reptilian beasts so much until they cut off all contacts with Egypt when the Hebrews tried to steal Sirius's energy by shape-shifting Moses into the reptilian demon priest Eluru, who snatched Akhenaten's symbol of power. This disconnect from 1333 BC lasted until 1994 AD. The only contact that Sirius B maintained throughout most of Africa was with the Dogons.
You see, that's why I'm so diligent at trying to wake everyone up, especially the melanated people, because the melanated people are supposed to be vibrating at such a high frequency right now that we're not supposed to have pestilence, no drug, no shortage of food. There shouldn't even be no disease on this planet. All the decadence that we have been introduced to from this Caucasian experience on this earth has did nothing but multiply and quadruple. Now we're all just walking around in a state of disease. We all have cancer. The whole freaking planet. I mean, you can't do nothing. You give them stuff, you could be nice as hell to them, and they will steal and hide from you. You give them shit, I'll pay you in 5 days. Yeah, right. They're not gonna come and pay. You gotta fight them to get you. It's messed up, you know. And then they have the nerve to try to label us as bad people. But you can see the sun is green. You know, I don't care what nobody says. Say I'm crazy if you want to. Watch this green light come up in your ass and turn your heart off. To sustain ourselves, these greedy bastards stealing everything and then destroying everything too. By the way, there was a really major fire in Seattle today. It burnt up a muster mine. And did you guys know that there was a forest fire in Washington also, as well as Oregon, as well as California? 3 states, right up down the I-5 system, like I told you. It's on the cracking.
It has been stated that we attract that to us which we love so very dearly. In this case, it must really tell a story about the insanity of Sam, who loves these mushroom clouds so deeply. Therefore, Sam attracts this kind of destruction to itself. It is appearing that they are most happy when they can orgasm from being a witness to such major ruthless destruction as we see here, resulting from that horrible karma which these demons owe back to the universe for having murdered so many hundreds of millions of innocent people upon planet
Blew up the
Earth
World Trade.
just for their pleasure.
These the lights I'm working with. That's that green light I'm telling you, gonna get that ass. Know that. It ain't no damn joke. You can want it to be a joke. Joke gonna be on your ass. Know that. I'm doing what I was sent here to do. Don't care who don't like it.
Okay, people, this is how the game works. The American secret government, the Illuminati, commits heinous acts against its own people, then blames its enemies for having done the dirty deed. This tiny secret cabal owns and controls the media, which plays the event over and over again for the purpose of whipping up the people into a frenzy as the warplanes roll out to go off to the other side of the planet.
What he's saying is, just recently, they had that bombing in Massachusetts at the Olympic or whatever that was, the marathon or whatever. They did the bombing themselves. Then they kept pushing it to the American public. And then they come at you with that bullshit. We got emergence with Russia. We're going to work together to make sure that this type of stuff doesn't happen again. But now, if it would have been a black nation of people who would have been accused of making that disturbance, they would have flew to that country and dropped bombs on it. They killed American citizens. They blew American citizens up to justify emergence with Russia so they could bring Russian soldiers here to murder more American citizens. That's y'all white ass government doing that shit. It's not Barack Obama. Barack Obama is just the person who is the scapegoat. It's them dirty crackers that you see sitting behind him that's implementing all that bullshit.
To drop bombs on innocent men, women, and children, while cheering goes up from the ignorant masses of the people they keep in abject darkness about their evil nature and their evil intent. Today is November 24th, 2011 in America, known as Thanksgiving, which represents the first giant gathering between the European pilgrims and the melanin-dominant humans here on the eastern shores of what is called the United States of America. But at that particular time, and that Thanksgiving was known as the 13 colonies of Great Britain, which were set up to represent the 13 reptilian bloodline families of Europe by England, France, the principal fortress of Adam Weishaupt and King George I of England. I think. I have to say, I think behind every statement I make, which includes these devils, since their history books and sources of information available to the public is saturated with lies. If any thanks is to be given on my part, it is to thank myself for staying the course in my own understanding that these lying monsters